Gentlemen, so much welcome. My name is One the King himself on MIC as usual. Musibe mucha muli mucha baganda ngamwe na watu kusinza je musinga kubanga mutabira amanya nedoboza as always nze King Smith ono nyine kusubscribe. Just thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching us. Semwera bila muno channel proudly sponsored by King Montage Studios ngabano banaffe bakubiba bifananyi banachinku era nga basangibwa wali ku studios zawe enankula bagamba kimu kyokatoka bakubire ko ku simu zawe 0702010 oba 0777020 tano so kubanga munange atobe kwata aina emikolo aina okwanjula aina okudigida aina birthday party aina embaga just we kwate aba King Montage Studios ojja kuba baso kubanga bakutusako abantu bajja kwaso kubanga bakutusako efananye ebyamanyi enyenyo nona kulwairo nja atandikira mu mawulire gafa golna kulwairo because stories nina nyingi nyo nenga temuna birankola ne mwana mulenza manyidwa nga Lawrence ku camera always aberako okutusako efananye byakabinga bino jerubuli nange jebukeredde waje bwazi video nako lwalero nga mukulu amanyidwa nga Nabbi Omukazi atega kawaga akombanga bagamba gamyuka akasolo gegamyuka n'omutezo bagamyuka omutezi gegamyuka n'akasolo omukulu ono nako lwairo asindikidwa kwa limanda ku Mukomeera ly'ekitalya okumalayo weeks wazinda babiri oluvanyuma olw'embeera gy'ateekawo nga bakwata agambibwa okubanga yali muganzi we ng'ono amanyikiddwa nga Pastor Siraje ono agambibwa okubanga yafera obuwumbi oba around 4 billions of money okuva mu bannayuganda ng'akozesa erinnya ly'omukulembeze w'eggwanga eno amanyiddwa nga Yoweri Kaguta Museveni ng'akozesa erinnya lya General Muhoozi n'erinnya lya Salim Sale oba General Salim Sale okubanga asolicitinga sente okuva mu bantu bano ng'abasuubiza munagenda kuba bawa sente za wealth creation era agenda kuba bagamba ba investinga munawo ofunemu ate asobola okubanga akola ki ng'ateeka ettaffaali ku bulamu bwo abantu bangi nnyo abaana abakyala abato abakulu ebafeera sente zino kati mumukwata Nabbi Omukazi ono mujjukire muno yali manager we era nga yabeera kumpi naye nga Pastor Siraje manager Nabbi Omukazi sona kulwayo koti munange ngemuyita era abadde wali ku Buganda Road Court nga agenza okubanga awulirira emisango gye twasooka mukwatirawo side zeri bali bagenda okucrossinga border bagende Tanzania oba bali gye ba planning okulira sente zino I also don't know but ero koti emusomedde emisango n'omusango gwesiza omuvunana gwe kulemesa police okola omulimu gwayo era ne musindika kwa limanda ekitalya mujjukire mu nekitalya Mukomeera twagenda ditegeere nnyo nga amaze okubanga basindikayo omukulu amanyiddwa nga Pastor Yiga kati naye gyagenze katoye bina bivayo ne bamugambye akomewo luvannyuma weeks 2 okuva katona kwa lero wenjogera then abere nga ayongera okubanga awerembe emisango gye lawyer bagezezaako nnyo omusabira bail nene kigaana so bwato bwasuzeyo kakutwaleko komunga ibadde mu kooti bwetukomo tugende mu maaso namulama mangi nnyo tobeerabira muno. My name is One the King himself. Subscribe ngano wenyini kusaba Mpaka advocates so that you sponsor your worship. Worship, we are ready to proceed.
Your name is Nakaima Magwet, alias Maggie Kaima, the resident of Kawala Zone 2. This is in Lubaga Division in Kampala District. You are charged alongside with the Sema and Aslaj and Anaife Jimmy. The charge against you in this file is that of accessory after the fact. This is called section 393(1) and 394 of the Penal Code Act. And in this charge, it is alleged that you, Nakaima Magwet, alias Maggie Kaima, just on the 15th day of November 2020, between Kampala and the Mukomeera border, this is in Chotera district, that you assisted Pastor Siraje Semanda, whom you knew that he was guilty of an offense in order to enable him to escape the punishment. That's a charge against you. Have you understood what I'm
That's why you have the inquiries.
What is your problem? I want to test this guys.
Respect. You refer as the same accused person. I don't know worship how you guided, how you proceeded.
The climate is representing this course. So you should apply next time before the climate is
Well, your worship, we have a serious application to make with respect to bail, even in the circumstances the matter is now, your worship. The accused person is very ill, of a critical condition, your worship, with medical documents in which I'd like to tender to court. Your worship, the accused person was on the 9th of December 2020 diagnosed with acute asthmatic attack. She suffered an acute asthmatic attack on the 9th December 2020. And she's undergoing treatment, your worship. She needs critical medical attention by her personal doctors. Secondly, your worship, so our application, that ground of application, your worship, is that the accused has a very critical medical condition, your worship, which we seek court's indulgence to admit her to bail to enable her continue with medical attention that she's receiving on the speaker, your worship. That's one. Two, your worship, we have again serious objection to the charges that are being brought against the accused person. In so far as the law regarding accessory after the fact clearly stipulates that the person who is alleged to have been aided by the accused person, the person alleged to be aided by the accused person, should either be the person undergoing trial in courts of law, should either be the person undergoing trial in courts of law, or one that is already charged, formally charged before a competent court of law, and that is within the knowledge of the accused person. You have a situation where the accused person is being charged with being an accessory after the fact and having aided apparently a person who was at the time not charged with any criminal offense before in a court of law, nor convicted. And therefore, your worship, the charges are defective, fatally defective, as the accused person had no such knowledge of any charges against the person she's alleged to have aided, nor was there actually any charges preferred against that person at all at the time the accused is alleged to have committed the offense, Your Worship. So we have very serious objections, which we would like to invite you, Your Worship, to kindly take into consideration, and also to pray that the accused person, Your Worship, is, because, Your Worship, the offense charge was within your jurisdiction, Your Worship, and so you have the powers to grant the accused person bail, Your Worship. We pray that the court exercises its jurisdiction in this particular matter, given the circumstances of the case as stipulated herein, the health conditions of the accused person, and
The application or
much obliged, Your Worship. Much obliged, Your Worship. So, Your Worship, our prayer, therefore, is that court may exercise its jurisdiction, Your Worship, given the circumstances of the case, and entertain our bail application, even when the matter is being heard by another magistrate. We so pray, Your Worship.
state, you have no response to their obligations and charges.
Your Worship, on the charge. And I have also just received this same file from the region right now. In the circumstances, Your Worship, we request for an adjournment to enable us to look into the objections raised by counsel about the charges against the accused person. We shall be in position to address court on the position of the law.
Submissions by my learned colleague. We'll reiterate our prayers and submissions. Given the circumstances of the accused person, Your Worship, especially as regards her health condition, and also, Your Worship, take into consideration our very strong objections to the charges as brought against the accused person. We pray that the court, in exercise of its inherent jurisdiction, overrules objections of the state and proceeds to entertain the bail application by the accused person, Your Worship. I so pray.
And concerning the objections which you raised concerning the effective charge, the prosecution shall be given time to respond to the said allegations, and the trial magistrate shall make a ruling. It's 27 available for you. 27.
Your Worship, if the nearest date it's okay, but how I prayed we could get a nearer date.
Because I've asked her clerk, he says 27. That's when it should be available.
No matter what.
22nd of December. Is this for what?
Your Worship, it can be on to pay the magistrate. So,
Is that or no accessory after the fact? This is under section 393(1) and 394 of the Penal Code Act. And it is arranged in this matter, in this charge, that you, Nakaima Margaret, alias Mike Kaima, that on 15th day November 2020, that between Kampala and Mukomeera border, this is in Chotera district, that you assisted Pastor Siraj Semanda, whom you knew that he was guilty of the offense, that in order to enable him escape the punishment. That's the charge against you in this matter. Have you understood that charge? Is it true?
You have not given answer.
Your Worship, representation remains the same. And charges that are being brought against the accused person. The fact that the charge in this matter is the same charge in the previous matter. This is an abuse of the law and the court process by the prosecutors. Your Worship, the accused is being charged twice of the same offense, which is an abuse of her constitutional rights as far as criminal justice is concerned. Your Worship, we intend to raise very serious objections to these charges as being bad in law and being brought in bad faith. That said, Your Worship, and the fact that the trial magistrate is not present, we pray that court guides us in this matter as is appropriate. However, the accused person actually is present, and if it may please you, Your Worship, the accused person, I have instruction from accused person to apply for bail in this particular matter, Your Worship, and sureties are duly present, if it may please Your Worship. So pray.
File. This is case number 1183, 2020. It's Uganda versus Semanda Sludge, an adjournment Bishop Frank Limondo, and Nakaima Margaret, alias Nakaima. And there are different charges. Of obtaining money by false pretenses. There are 11 counts of obtaining money by false pretenses. There are 12 counts that are not conspiracy to commit a felony, and the 13th count is that are not accessory after the fact. And this is in respect of Nabbi. And this is the offense. These are the particulars of the offense. It is alleged that you, Nakaima Magi, alias Magi Kaima, that on 15th day of November 2020, that between Kampala and Mukomeera border in Chotera district, that you assisted Sema and Aslaj, whom you knew he was guilty of an offense, in order to enable him to escape the punishments. That's the charge against you in this criminal case number 1182. That charge?
Yes.
Is it true?
It's not. This person is remanded up to 22nd of December.
naye munayingira naye Mukomeera
Hello, emanya gange akolera mu TAC Advocates era nga ffe balooya ba mukyala Nabbi Omukazi. Ekibadde mu kooti emisango egireetedwa ku Nabbi Omukazi nga giri mu files 3, musango gumu naye nga bagutemyetemyemu ne baguteeka mu files 3, gwegwe gwe bayita accessory after the fact, nti omwawaabirwa yayamba omuntu avunaanibwa emisango okutoloka okuvunaanibwa oba yatolosa omuntu. Yeje emisango esajjuka egiri ku Nabbi Omukazi. Abalala bamukyagize nabo omuli Pastor Siraje n'abantu abalala bo bali ku misango gya kufuna busente mu lukujjukujju obtaining money by false pretense. Naye nga Nabbi Omukazi oba mukyala Nakaima Magi y'omusango gwe wa accessory after the fact, nti yagezaako okutolosa omuntu avunaanibwa emisango. Naye kakati ekyebuuzibwa era mbadde mu kooti muwulidde enjogera yaffe nga twemulugunya eri kooti nti omuntu asobola atya okuteekebwako emisango nti yagezaako okutolosa omuntu avunaanibwa ate ng'omuntu oyo yali tannavunaanibwa musango gwonna. I don't know if you get my point. Nti you're charged of a case of trying ogezaako kuyamba omuntu atoloke emisango naye nga ate twali misango gyonna omuntu oyo gyali alina mu kiseera ekyo. Weewaawo oluvannyuma mwami Siraje bamuggulako emisango, naye ekiseera bwe yasangibwa ne mukyala Magi Kaima nga bavuga mu mmotoka, mukyala Magi amuvuga, mwami Siraje teyali tannaggulwako misango, Pastor Siraje. N'olwekyo tugamba gino emisango gye tuyita mu mateeka being duplex and being bad charges, era nga tugenda girwanyisa okulaba nga Nabbi Omukazi emisango gino gimugibwa kuba tegirina basis, tegirina makulu, kubanga tweza gamba nti ngezaako okutolosa omuntu avunaanibwa omusango ate omuntu oyo talina musango ekiseera ekyo onsangidde naye. So misango ffe tulowooza nti gyaleeteddwa mu mutima mubi, era n'abo bagimuguddeko obaolyawo balina ebigendererwa ebyomuswaza ye ng'omuntu, naye nga byonna era bijja kumanyika. Tugezaako n'okunyonyola kooti nti kiranti waffe mukyala Makayima mukosefu alina asthma ng'ate ekirwadde ekyo ekya asthma kimwetaagisa okuba ng'asobola okufuna obujjanjabi okuva eri abasawo. Obujjanjabi abadde afuna embeera y'omukomera eyinza obutamusobozesa kumalako n'ekirwadde ekya asthma. Embeera y'omukomera ffenna tugimanyi. So tugezaako okunyonyola kooti emukkiriza yeeyimirirwe, naye obuzibu obubaddewo nti omulamuzi awulira omusango gwe, omulamuzi Kamasanyu tabaddeewo. So obuzibu buvudde awo. Omulamuzi Kamasanyu awulira omusango gwa Mwami Siraje ne kiranti wange mukyala Margaret Kayima taliwo mu kooti leero, n'olwekyo y'ensonga lwaki okusaba kwaffe okw'okweyimirirwa kwa kiranti waffe mukyala Makayima tekusobodde kuwulirwa, era bw'atyo kooti nemulimandinga Mukomeera kutuusa ng'ennaku z'omwezi 22 omwezi guno. Tugenda gezaako nnyo ng'ezinaku z'omwe tezinatuuka okukomawo wano mu kooti, tusabe kye tuyita production warrant omukiranti waffe asobole okuleetebwa mu kooti asobole okusaba okweyimirirwa. Mwebale nnyo.
So nga gwe kanso ayimiriddewo ku lw'amabi, mwinayo be musubiriza abo bolowooza nti be bayimiridde mu duplicates zino?
Kyewuunyisa tekimanyiddwa mu nkola yaffe ey'amateeka nti omusango gumu gusobola okuggulwa ku muntu emirundi 3 ba mu fayiro 3. Tekimanyiddwa nti omusango gumu ne baguleetera mu fayiro 3 ng'ate facts the same, circumstances the same, omuntu bw'ovunaanibwa okubanga otolosa y'omu naye emisango ne bagiteeka mu fayiro 3. N'olwekyo nze bwe ŋŋamba nti waliwo oba oli awo ali emabega w'ekintu kino ogezaako okuswaza kiranti wange mukyala Makayima sisobola kiwakana, kubanga kino kyeyoleka mu lwatu nti omuntu yenna amuguddeko emisango gino akikoze mu mutima mubi, kye tuyita bad faith. The charges are bad in law, ate ng'era kimanyikiddwa naye nga kirabika ye yamuguddeko emisango gino alina ebigendererwa bye nga ye, naye nga tujja bimanya nga omusango bugenda mu maaso.